what's up? It's me, MJFANGIRL, and today we're doing another Michael Jackson reaction video. Yes, that's right, we're going to be reacting to something I've never done before. It's actually a Michael Jackson interview. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss it. You are now watching MJFANGIRL TV. Girl, you got to Alright, so before we get into the video, my name is MJFANGIRL. I make videos on YouTube for it about the Michael Jackson fan community. So if you are interested, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We do all types of videos, reactions. Usually I do travel vlogs. We're not traveling right now, but we usually do that too. Merchandise reviews, Michael Jackson fan chats, like all types of stuff. We do it, live debates with other Michael Jackson fans. Hit the subscribe button and also hit the all notifications bell so that you don't miss the next time I upload. So today's shout out of the day goes to Savannah from Montgomery, Alabama. Shout out to you, Savannah. You're always in the live chats. I see you, girl. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and thank you for submitting this. No one has ever really submitted this, so I'm interested. This is an interview that Michael Jackson did during the Bad era with Ebony magazine. At the time, and pretty much throughout his career, Michael Jackson was very, very particular on the interviews that he did because he did not want to be overexposed on TV. So I'm going to be reacting to this. I am not sure how I'm going to go about this because I want you guys to also hear what Michael's saying. So let's, without further ado, let's just get into it, and then of course stay tuned for the end of the video when I'll give you guys some more of my commentary and feedback on what we watched.
It's been almost 4 years since you recorded or come out with a new album. How do you feel now that the album is out?
I feel rejuvenated, kind of, because after working on it so long, it's so much work. A lot of people, they're used to just seeing the outcome of work. They never see the side of the work you go through to produce the outcome. And I feel, you know, rejuvenated and happy. It's a jubilation, is what it is. It's like a celebration. It's like, we're done.
How long did it take to come up with, I guess you almost wrote 8 songs or 7 songs on it? How long did it take to come up with that creative process?
I don't remember. I totally don't remember. I don't even count the hours or anything.
He looks so serious.
Sometimes it happens quickly, sometimes it happens slowly. No one can quite say what the creative process is because I have nothing to do with it almost, because it's created in space. It's God's work, not mine.
You know, talking about that, God gives us a lot of gifts a lot of times, and you've been really blessed with a tremendous amount of gifts. And yet it seems as though a lot has been required of you. Do you sometimes regret being so famous?
No, sometimes. Only sometimes. Sometimes I want to sneak into places and not have any hoopla or, you know, and it doesn't work all the time. Because people start and they crowd around, and, which is sweet. I mean, I shouldn't complain. But
no, but you have a right to complain because everybody has the right to go out there and to just be alone. But it seems like that right isn't really given to you.
Well, it's part of the work, I would say.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel?
He's so focused
about the song "Bad." We talked
on the questions.
And I told you that I like the song "Bad" because it's really all about you. You are the baddest when it comes to the record industry.
Well,
these are some good questions, you guys.
It is quite different from anything I've ever recorded or I've ever written.
Truth.
It's a bold statement to say, but I mean it in all good mood. You know, so don't take it too seriously.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm saying it's like a way of saying you're cool, you're all right, you're tough. I'm not saying I'm like criminally bad. Of course, that's how
criminally
take it. It's a bold statement to make.
Mm-hmm. How about the video? The video is also another thing on this album is that a lot of songs make social statements, and the video also does that too. With Bad.
Yes, I'm so glad he brought that up.
Experience anything like that, but my name is Daryl.
Yeah, I know.
And I grew up in Harlem in the South Bronx, and I went away to school, and I also had to deal with peer pressures. How did you come about that whole idea of doing something like that?
Well, it wasn't really my idea. It's actually part of a true story where this kid tried to...
It's my story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's your story, but the truth of what really happened, this kid, don't look at me, Frank.
Let's hold on for a second.
Yeah, don't make faces.
Did they cut that?
I know that.
Like, what
you
was that?
didn't
Okay.
write the video, but you're telling me the story is almost like the story of my life, but you're telling me that it's based on another person.
Yes, it is. This kid who went to school upstate in the country, whatever, who is from the ghetto, and he tried to make something of his life.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad he's mentioning this story.
And when he came back on spring break or whatever, Thanksgiving break, his friends became so envious, jealous of him that they killed him. But in the film, I don't die, of course. So it's a true story that was taken from Time or Newsweek magazine.
Yeah.
And he is a black kid like me. And it's a sad story. But pardon?
How does that make you feel when you see those sad stories?
Oh, something like that is very sad because it's all negative. It's wrong. I think that's life, to want to grow and become more. And like you plant a seed and it grows into something beautiful.
Yeah.
And it never dies, really. I think people should be that way.
You know what? My favorite song on the album is "Man in the Mirror."
Oh yeah, I like that.
That's my favorite song. I tend to hold a feeling that no matter what you do in the world, it really has to start with you.
It's my philosophy too. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change.
Is it hard to do?
Yeah, well, people don't look at themselves honestly. They don't look at themselves and point the finger at them. It's always the other guy's fault or somebody else. You should change yourself. Look at yourself. Make better of yourself, you know?
When you look in the mirror, are you happy with what you see?
In what way?
Just when you look there, in terms of that social
The
philosophy.
shade.
I'm never totally satisfied.
That was such a double, like, sided question.
No, not at all.
And then he cleaned it up talking about the social aspect. Okay, Ebony Jet, I see you.
And to bring joy, to bring some peace in their lives.
Are you a prayerful person?
Pardon?
I said, are you a prayerful type
Oh,
person?
yeah, I pray a lot, yeah. I see a beautiful sunset, I say, God, it's beautiful, thank you. Or a baby smile, or butterfly's wings, or
Aww.
anything like that, you know.
So
You
cute.
know, on the album version of I Just Can't Stop Loving You, you make some very strong, sensuous remarks to a woman that you're lying next to.
I was in a bed when I was doing that.
Really?
I was laying in cover and everything. And I did that whole rap in the dark.
And the lyrics go, it goes, people really don't understand me.
You know, I say a lot of people misunderstand me.
It's because they don't know me at all. I'm mad they stopped putting that on the record, you guys. I don't know whose decision that was. Maybe Michael's embarrassed or something?
Yeah.
Some is true,
Okay, anyway.
some is not. And
Does it hurt when you see those crazy stories?
sometimes. But it's part of the work, you know.
You ever want to lash out in any type of way and say, hey, that's not true?
Yeah, a lot of times. But why bring more attention to a thing?
Is there another favorite song of mine?
True.
Is not as much as Man in the Mirror, but Liberian Girl.
Yeah.
Is there a Liberian girl in your life?
No, I wrote that in at my house in the game room. I guess I was playing some pinball or something. And the song just popped in my head. And
Wow.
I think I ran upstairs, put it on tape. And it became Liberian Girl. Same thing with We Are the World, We Are the Children. I didn't really, I mean, I don't know why those words came. They just came as that. We are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. I didn't think about it, just, you know, just come. Just comes.
How about, one thing that I find is like what you said, it took so long to come up with all the different songs on the album, and every song is different. You have calypso influences, you have reggae influences, you have the new cool sound with one, you have heavy metal with Dirty Diane.
I love Dirty Diane.
That's
one of my
I'm shocked that we don't see the interviewer. Like, is there another version with him in it? Like, I'm just literally staring at Michael Jackson, which I don't mind, but like, where's the rest of this?
And it's something that
Comment down below if you guys know. Like, why is this just his face?
Like me, I don't remember not performing. And,
Wow.
Do you feel as though you missed out on something by not remembering, not performing?
Of course, but I've gained a lot too. A lot of people never get out of their hometown, get to see other wonderful places. A lot of kids read about things that I get to see in person all over the world, in different places. So I'm so happy about that. I mean, you never can have everything.
How does it feel when you go in to do a concert somewhere and literally there are tens of thousands of people that are rushing over to you just to get a glimpse?
That's a wonderful feeling, especially when you see them smiling and I love the fans.
He's so right though, and I feel like he was so graceful about like his feelings when it came to like being in the spotlight and not having everything, and like, but at this time maybe he wasn't as jaded as he would become later because of like what the media did to him, you know? It just got more vicious and more vicious. Okay.
He's learning, finding out new things, exploring different worlds. I'm so interested in the human anatomy now, the brain, and so many different things like that, the bones and everything.
I know that, and you know, this is a sensitive area, but you're very much interested in the bones of the Elephant Man, John Merritt.
Yes.
Is that because of your anatomical interest?
Yes, I've been to the London School for Doctors twice, and I visited John Merritt's remains, who I feel a closeness to. I love the story of the Elephant Man.
The Elephant Man.
Sad story.
Would you someday like to do maybe a remake of the movie or the play?
Maybe, but I feel it's been done so well already with David Lynch. And
Right.
I think it was John Hurt who played.
That's right, who played in the
John
movie.
Merritt, yeah. That I don't think I could contribute any better than what they've done.
The part that I like best is when, after he gains confidence, and then he's back on his way after having gone to the Carney, they stole him out of the hospital. And then he's inside the subway station. And then finally he has to yell and sigh of,
yeah, leave me alone.
leave me alone, I'm not an animal.
I'm a human
I'm a
being.
Interesting enough, the Elephant Man's bones, he danced with them in the Leave Me Alone video.
Sometimes.
I think so.
Like, did anybody just make that connection? Because I just did.
All about.
Sure.
I wonder if this moment inspired him to then put that in the Leave Me Alone video.
I don't think anybody likes war and truth.
Ah, you guys, we're discovering some things here.
I'm a peaceful person.
Do you ever think about ever being an ambassador or anything like that? The fact that you're accepted around this whole world. You ever think about being some type of ambassador?
I feel I'm that already with my music, what I've done with the music. It
So
breaks
true.
all barriers. I don't have to make a political statement. I do all of that with music. It breaks all language barriers and everything. To all races of people. It goes all over the world. And it's fun to see kids from India or whatever country you name, you know, who know about the music.
Okay. Last question, sure. This will be about the tour.
Last question.
Appreciate the time. Can you okay. Why did you choose to start your worldwide tour in Japan and not really give your fans here in America a chance to see you until the end of the year?
Well, as you remember, the Victory Tour was all American, and the rest of the world didn't get anything. So it's good to be fair, you know. And actually, I think it's more fair because the show will be much better when we get here. The worst thing to me personally to see is an opening show because, you know, it's not as tight as it can be.
Sure.
You know,
True.
It was something that went
Even though Yokohama, you killed it anyway, Michael, so whatever. Because that's my favorite, personally.
I like Japan. I've been there before.
Any apprehension about touring by yourself for the first time?
I've done so much solo work. Even when I was little, 13, solo albums, solo appearances on TV shows, and it is just another road. But of course, you always think and feel things. I don't see Marlon next to me. I don't feel Jermaine. I don't, you know.
Sure.
Okay, you guys, so I am just so grateful that we did this. I always thought it would be weird for me to do a reaction video because, you know, it's an interview. There's back and forth conversation, and I didn't want my reactions to kind of like overtake the interview, but I think this was good because this was something that I hadn't seen in so many years. In the beginning he talks about bad and like what it means and how it's like a bold statement for him and it's something that he'd never done. And it kind of took me back because Michael Jackson, to me, you know, I grew up in the Dangerous era. I was born in '87 when Bad basically came out, but I grew up knowing Michael Jackson during Dangerous, when he was more edgy, when the media was more apt to talk about him in a very like controversial and like very exploitative way. And Michael Jackson during the Bad era, like this was kind of like his first time stepping outside of that kind of like bubblegum world that he was in. And I'm not gonna say it was like all like, you know, bubblegum, but Michael Jackson was like a beloved child star, and then he was beloved during Off the Wall and Thriller, and he still had that kind of like appeal to everyone. Was like, oh my gosh, love Michael Jackson, love Michael Jackson. He didn't really have that like controversy element to him yet, and I feel like he did a lot to make sure that his new album was in line with his new image. Like he was gonna be totally bad, he was gonna be an adult at this point. You could see here, even like in his facial expressions, he was so serious. I think honestly he's always like that, but in this really I caught on. I was like, okay, he's not even smiling or laughing in between. He was like very focused on the questions, and I think it was because Michael put in a lot of effort into creating this bad persona and this new like reinvention of himself, and I think that was very evident in this. I was reading the other day, you guys, about Michael Jackson during Captain EO and how he didn't go to the Disneyland parade because he didn't want to be photographed next to like Mickey Mouse and Pluto. He was like, I'm gonna be coming out with a bad album, you know, I'm gonna be coming out with this whole new image. I'm not trying to be photographed like a kid next to the Disney animals. And you know, it just blew my mind because I was like, oh, you know what, it really does go hand in hand, his imagery when it comes to the music that he's making at the time and the album. He also talked here about how music comes from the heavens and the songs just come to him. And I always thought that was beautiful because Michael Jackson always gave props to God, and like his spirituality was always evident in how important it played a role in his life. And you know, he was always very modest and always very humble, and I think that also led to the appeal of him as an artist. I thought that the interviewer gave some great questions. Also, you guys, the fact of the matter is that a lot of people don't know the facts that he just spilled, and he didn't even have to really tell all of it. But the inspiration for the short film for Bad was from a real story, and I've known that. I've heard from other fan friends of mine that have brought that to my attention. You guys, it's just amazing, and I think I actually want to do a video about this, or some type of content about the inspiration and that real story that inspired the Bad video, because Michael Jackson constantly drew inspiration from the times that he was in, and especially different things that affected like the Black community. And I thought that this was really, really cool that he gave props to that. Of course, you know, he's an Ebony Jet, perfect timing to kind of bring that up and bring that together. That was cool. And another thing that I wanted to mention was the fact that they asked about him and his brothers. Again, a lot of people, a lot of us, I'm guilty of it. I know a lot of my fan friends are guilty of it. We kind of think of Michael Jackson as like who he is as an artist as we see him today. But back in the day, like the Bad tour, that was the first time he toured by himself, you know, and it was cool to see him acknowledge like, yeah, I mean, I might be a little like, dang, Marlon's not next to me, or man, Jermaine's not there. And it was cool to hear him talk about that, because I think a lot of times as Michael Jackson fans, we tend to just think about him as a solo artist, but this was a big part of his evolution as an artist here. In the Bad era, he was going out, he was having a totally different image, and then he was going out and touring on his own, starting it off in Japan, which I loved what he said there, you know, Victory Tour was only America, you know, I'm gonna bring this and I'm gonna be fair to everybody here, and then I'm gonna be even more fair because when I come to America, I'm gonna totally change the set list and you're gonna get a totally fine-tuned show. He mentioned that, you know, the worst time is opening time, but I don't think so, because that Yokohama show is so beloved within the fan community, probably because it's the one that leaked, but whatever, it's still like the bomb. And yeah, I just love this interview. Thank you so much for this request. I'm just like, I'm really grateful because I got to see something that I hadn't seen in a long time. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this interview. I'm gonna link the original one down below in case I was talking over it and you guys really want to get more information, more of Michael speaking. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We're almost at 20K, so if you have not subscribed, make sure that you're subscribing to the channel, you guys, because we got lots of Michael Jackson fun content coming up soon, some more reactions. I'm thinking of doing some more collection videos. You guys, I'm just trying to do what I can do to, you know, continue spreading Michael Jackson's legacy throughout the world, continue celebrating him. He's meant so much to me, and I know he's meant so much to you guys, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.